From LALATE headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Afternoons LALATE.
It's a major afternoon as one viewer walks away with $20,000 of stimulus from this channel in less than 30 days. He became a member in less than 30 days, $20,000 and a brand new tablet, and he's watching this show today on that tablet. I'll show you how this success could be yours as well. Massive stimulus, FSCs, ISCs, and lifetime stimulus checks heat up this recording. Plus, later in this recording, we'll draw all these incredible checks one at a time. 300 different checks, $300,000, all available from you, for you, and today on this channel. Plus, the major breaking news happening right now that impacts your wallet and why now to get that first stimulus check. Let's go over the latest details across the board. After the market closes today, we will have Ford, the auto manufacturer, reporting third quarter earnings. You think it's going to be a beat or miss? Jump in the live chat right now. Ford, beat or miss? And I'll go over your answers in just a second. Then we also have the latest from a major reporting of Meta, formerly Facebook. Beat or miss? Will it beat or miss on that third quarter corporate earnings? Remember, top is revenue, bottom is net income. And it comes on the heels of the latest reporting coming in last night from Alphabet, the parent company of this channel, YouTube, and also Microsoft. What did they do? Did they beat or miss? And what are they doing today? Meantime, Boeing is moving dramatically this morning, not because of an airline or an airplane, but because of its third quarter earnings. Interesting, fascinating. Well, the latest details across the board. Plus, we have new guidance from analysts that are looking at these markets and giving us an indication of where things are going. Plus, in the second half of this video, you're going to see something brand new. You can see my analysis, where stimulus is going and where it is today. The state of stimulus heating up the big second half in view of those midterm elections. I know you are asking that question, and I have the answers for you. We have a big week underway as third quarter corporate earnings continue to roll out, and we'll look back at what happened with American Express and also with Bank America that gave us indication of spending limits by Americans and what it means for their wallets. The latest details of the latest breaking news, it all happens right here, right now, on a big show, a big afternoon, and it all is for you. Lots of money, and the deliciousness of afternoons starts right now. Yes, you heard me wrong. One viewer walking away with $20,000. Became a member of this channel in less than 30 days. That is his new normal. Congratulations to John Maloof. That's what's happening on a regular basis. I'm going to show you how it could be you today in this recording. Stay the big second half as we have massive stimulus for you in every U.S. state. He's also watching the show today on a laptop. But we first start with the other breaking news, which is the earnings from third quarter coming on in. And that earnings recession manifesting itself in a series of misses in second quarter. Are they continuing today in third quarter? We'll recap everything that happened so far, and more importantly, get a preview of what's happening tonight in prime time on evenings. Your fourth stimulus, your breaking news, it all starts right now on a big, bold, beautiful afternoon's broadcast. How are you? Hope you're having a beautiful day, and I'm excited you're here for me and with this Purple Power community for a big new show right now. The latest details is that after the markets closed today, two major indicators of this economy report the third quarter earnings. They are Ford, the auto manufacturer, and Meta, formerly Facebook, the technology company, social media platform. Let's jump right in the live chat with you right now. Do you believe Ford will be a beat or a miss on top and bottom? Top, of course, is revenue. Bottom is net income. Ford, I think, is going to be right in the money, but I think it's going to downward guide for the fourth quarter. What most of these analysts are looking at is not so much just the beat and the miss, but also the downward guidance for the rest of the year. That's very important because you need to know where this recession is for the fourth quarter, which is what we're living right now. This data that's being reported today is the third quarter, the prior quarter. So what do you think? Ford beat or miss? top and bottom. Jump in the live chat. Now, also reporting after the market closes today is Meta, formerly Facebook. And I think that's going to be, I think it's going to be a slight miss on at least one and then a beat on the other. I'll go into them in just a second, but let me tell you what led into them this afternoon and what started the morning today. First, we started Wednesday morning with Boeing, the the plane manufacturer, reporting a $3.3 billion quarterly loss as a result of its defense unit not doing that well. So Boeing was a major loss in its third quarter earnings released minutes ago. So let's look at those numbers. Let's look at the revenue. Major miss. I mean, just shockingly a miss. It's a 15.96 billion report versus a 17.76 billion expected. So they missed about 2 billion on the top. That's a major miss. And the shares were up 1% in early trading. Why? That's surprising. Boeing reported losses of $2.8 billion of its defense used on programs like Air Force One. They disclosed more than $1 billion of losses from jumbo jets that service Air Force One as well. Here's the comment from its CEO, David Calhoun, minutes ago. We are squarely focused on maturing these programs and mitigating the risk. Well, they didn't mitigate the risk that well because they lost nearly $2 billion in revenue, lower than expected. Yesterday, we had two major technology companies reporting. Alphabet, the parent company of this channel, YouTube, reporting its third quarter earnings. Top miss, bottom miss, not good whatsoever. In fact, YouTube revenues were dramatically down at YouTube. But also reporting yesterday was Microsoft. Microsoft was a slight beat on top, slight beat on bottom, but its downward guidance projections for its cloud operations shocked the markets. Now, even though Microsoft was a beat and Alphabet was a miss and a miss, what are they doing today? You ready for the reaction to the news the day after? The reaction to the news the day after is Alphabet is down 8% right today alone. Ouch. 8% in one day. Revenue slowed 6% from 41% year, and this is attributed to ad spending. And it also saw that analysts were expecting an increase of 3% in YouTube revenue, but it slid 2%. So they were expecting a growth of YouTube, and it slid. I could have told them that. Certainly, content creators have a very good insight of what's going on. That was the news. What was the reaction? Google's an ad business first, but digital ads is no longer a safe place to hide, says analyst at Bernstein. Then Microsoft reported corporate earnings yesterday. Beat on top, beat on bottom, but slight beats, and yet its stock is down 8% today as well. Ouch. This is as it beat on top and bottom, but it gave weaker guidance. This is what you're looking for. Guidance. What's happening for fourth quarter, this quarter? What's happening for the rest of the year? Guidance. Weaker guidance for cloud revenue for the rest of this year. This is what's so important. Why? Because you and I are sitting back here and we are pretty good. You have learned really well how to get a sense of where things are or coming in. But what's coming out in January? What's coming around in February? What's coming around in late December? It's hard. It's really hard to project out. And that's why people are really looking at this guidance for what's happening out 3 months from these corporations as an indication of your wallet. And here is the data. CEO Stanley Nadella said in a conference call that the cyclical trends are affecting Microsoft's consumer business. Microsoft expects to see $52 billion to $53 billion of which would equate to a 2% growth. That's not a lot of growth, 2% growth across the board. But Goldman Sachs said it's a strong buy. Wow. Goldman Sachs came in very aggressively, said strong buy. Morgan Stanley also said absolutely. Bottom line is they like it. Now, one analyst who actually, I wouldn't call him an analyst, an executive. He was the former head of TD Ameritrade, appeared on broadcast media today, and he said the average American is in a recession. The average American, the mom and pop, the son and daughter, is in recession. But you're not going to necessarily agree that all parts of the economy are in recession. He says people are really paycheck to paycheck right now. He said it is really, really tight. And that is why some of this data is so important. Heathrow, which of course is the beautiful airport in London, reported today that it's going to have a 9-month loss of $512 million, and that says its travel business into London Heathrow will not be back to normal for many, many years, and they're talking back to pre-pandemic levels. They say, as the European business airport, that its numbers are still down 25% on travel compared to 2019. Wow. So then we get the big news this afternoon. Meta and Facebook. Meta and Facebook this afternoon. I got to tell you, you got to watch that evening show. This is taped before the markets close, the show you're watching right now. But that is a massive show you want to watch tonight, evenings LA at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. This is what we have going into the announcement this afternoon. Ford, let's do Ford. Ford is set to report after the close. Its conference call is set for 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 2 o'clock my time. And they're looking at a earnings per share of 27 cents. The stock is currently at $13. Currently, where do you think that stock's going to be tomorrow? Meta is currently trading at 11.4 times earnings. It's expected to report a 1.89 earnings per share for third quarter. It also reports at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 2 o'clock Central Standard Time. Folks, this is a major day. This is a major day. Why? Because ad revenue is a really good indicator of corporate spending. Ad revenue is also a very good indication of consumer engagement. And then car purchases is a really good indicator of the impact of J. Powell with those raises of those interest rates and those car loans when you go to buy a truck or a brand new Bronco or Mustang. The impact of all that debt levels going higher, evidence potentially in Ford. Now, what did we learn earlier this week? We learned earlier this week that Ford may, according to some analysts, not have a bad quarter for third at all because the higher interest rates were not that pervasive in the third quarter until the very end, number one. Number two, the strength of the U.S. dollar, which makes buying a Ford overseas more expensive because they do have a lot of business overseas, may not be really evidence in the third quarter numbers either. These are really both fourth quarter numbers, which is why the Meta and the Ford story tells two things. One, the impact of Jay Powell raising those rates at the Federal Reserve is potentially going to manifest the worst implications for corporate America in fourth quarter earnings, not potentially third quarter earnings. What are we looking at? In J. Powell and company raising those rates, we're going to see more significantly worse data in housing in fourth quarter, more significantly worse data in the fourth quarter from corporate America, and more consistently worse data for labor in the fourth quarter. So you see how this is sort of time delayed? It really is. It's very much time delayed. And that time delay may not manifest the data until the fourth quarter. So again, this brings us back to what we said earlier. The guidance in the corporate earnings for third quarter this week is really more important. What are they guiding for the rest of this year, that fourth quarter? And this, my friends, is why you have to get a forced stimulus check in every U.S. state. Let's go over these incredible checks, and let's make something very clear right off the bat. These are checks. These are checks live. They've been alive since the month of March. Viewers are getting these checks. These aren't talking about something maybe happening, potentially happening, or in the future. They're live. Viewers are walking away with $200,000, $300,000 from this channel. If you just found this channel, welcome. Here is John Maloof. John Maloof's story really heated up in just the last 48 hours. 3 days ago, John Maloof got one of the stimulus packages featured in the second half of this recording, Stimulus N. He got a brand new tablet, and he watches the show now on that tablet because he became a member. It only costs a few dollars to become a member, and now he has a brand new tablet. Show paid for itself. This membership paid for itself in just a second. But he also listened really carefully, John Maloof, because I always say, keep on pushing Purple Power, keep on bouncing Purple Power, keep on getting other checks. And he did. And he went from a $100 tablet to $20,000. In less than 30 days, for just a few dollars as a member, he now has $20,000 in his wallet. Imagine the value of membership. Imagine how that is so important for so many Americans, and that is why nearly 100 new members join this channel every 2 days. So let's go over these incredible 3 categories of checks. First, FSCs, federal stimulus checks. These are from the president, they're from Congress. They're huge, nearly $300,000 a law, been paid out to the viewers of this channel since March. You haven't got to them? I'll show you how to get them in this recording. Number 2, ISC, inflation relief stimulus checks. Because states do have money, and we're going to go over those great checks. You're not going to hear them in the local news, and you may never have known about them, and yet they're right where you live. Number 3, lifetime stimulus, because once your benefits go up, they never go down. Yes, you already know your benefits are going up 8.7%, but do you know there's 2 other raises behind that as well, on top of a 3rd raise? It's getting real exciting. You're only going to see it in the big second half. Let's jump into the first 3 checks of FSC, federal stimulus checks, right now to understand what they are, how they got there, and where they're going across the board. These incredible FSC checks started in the month of March. From who? Your president, Joseph Biden. Back in the month of March, Joseph Biden passed an executive action, a series of executive actions, which established the first 3 checks of FSCs. $100,000 for viewers of this channel, and they've gotten it. Incredible. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, go get it. And if you're on benefits, go get it as well. Yes, these are passed by the President of the United States in March by executive action. Because it's from the federal government, from the president, it's in every U.S. state, it's in every U.S. territory, and it's for you. And even if you're on SSI and SSDI, it's for you as well. Go get these incredible checks, become a member. Go right in this video and become a member. We're going to go over the first 3 checks in just a second. A, B, and C. Get that financial freedom with LALATE right now. Then came Congress, and Congress passed a bill several months ago that established more checks, E through K. Incredible, hundreds of checks, and you need to go get them. Pass. Purple Power have been getting them, and I'm going to show you how to get these checks incredible across the board. E through K, and the Purple Power cleaning up on those incredible checks. Then L and M, N and O, P and Q. There are more FSC checks, and they're also coming up, and they're in the big second half. All in the membership newsletter delivered from me to you. It's so simple. It's so straightforward. Get these incredible sums of money right today. And with that, let's start with the first 3 checks. The first 3 checks passed by the President of the United States in the month of March, and viewers have been getting them on this channel since the month of March. If you just found LALATE, welcome. You never got any checks before. You never got these checks before. You still can. Let's go get them starting right now. Check A, $6,500, a 4th stimulus check in every U.S. state. Single individual, $75,000 or less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 or less, go get it. How do you get it? You go under this video and you become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP member. Join the channel, like hundreds are doing every 48 hours. Then go down the membership newsletter, which we're going to go over in the big second half. Do you see check A? Click the link and go right in and apply. It's that straightforward. $6,500 to $12,000. It's the check that Spelly got. Congratulations, Spelly, and other viewers as well. Then continue across the board. Go down to check B. Check B is $15,000 to $80,000. It's a 4th stimulus check in every U.S. state. Same eligibility as check A. Now, in the case of check B, here's a great example. It only costs us a few dollars to become a member, but guess what happened? Frank Mancuso, for just a few dollars, is now sitting on thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. In less than 30 days, this is what he got from check B. 18 months of mortgage. Folks, that's thousands of dollars. 18 months of utilities, 18 months of high-speed internet. Incredible. That's nearly $10,000, and he didn't even spend just a few dollars to become a member. But we're not done there yet. Another viewer out of Florida also got 80 to 100 checks from Check B. Viewers are getting these incredible sums of money all across the board. Again, it's federal in every U.S. state. Go right in this video, become a member, as hundreds are doing every 48 hours, and get that incredible Check B. But you're not done there yet. Go get Check C. Check C is absolutely wonderful. It is for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and more. So straightforward. Number one, become a member, then go into the membership newsletter, and it details those incredible checks of Check C. And it tells you who to call, what to say, and how to say it. Promise me two things. One, for Check C, you'll stay the big second half. And number two, also for Check C, that you go through that membership newsletter and you reach out to all 12 places in that membership newsletter. Yes, for Check C, you got 12 places to reach out to for a potential 80 different checks. That's a lot of money, folks. In Check B, yes, also great money, about 80 checks. It's so straightforward. Let's look at some of the success stories from Check C. Viewers of this channel have walked away with $50 million in the last 2 years. Why would you not be part of this viewership of this channel? Why would you not be watching the videos on this channel every single day? When people are walking away with $50 million in 2 years, no other broadcaster in American landscape in the last 2 years has done it except you and I. $30,000 of rent, go get Check C. How about these incredible numbers for utilities? Just absolutely huge. Mark's brother-in-law is getting $15,000. The same brother-in-law, $250,000. Then combinations. Nisi was at $23,000. Then she went to $50,000. Mark was at $32,000. He went to $166,000 before stopping at $50,000. Lorraine, she was at $105,000. She went to $155,000. The success stories continue to come on in. Dragon at $170,000. We have Johnny, who got $250,000 for 20 people. He got $80,000 for himself. He got $50,000 for mom and $50,000 for his dad. The success stories keep on coming in on a regular basis. Deborah last week getting about $18,000. Lynn Glenn, 14 months of utilities. Another viewer, 14 months of utilities. 2 viewers, 12 months of rent. Absolutely, you do it as well. What are you watching? You're watching LALATE, the number 3 most watched financial news channel in America. Launched in spring of 2020, it has been the most successful brand new YouTube financial news channel to date. And it continues to grow because of you and your incredible achievements. Go right in this video and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you have all notifications set to all on. And of course, join this channel and become a member. In the big second half, we're going to continue with these FSC checks. Yes, we got 300 different checks to go over. And we'll continue with that incredible success story from John Maloof. Incredible. Plus, we'll be looking at where this economy is going, and you'll have my analysis for the first time ever on what I believe the stimulus saga will look like in just a few weeks from now. It's brand new. You never heard of this before. Plus, we'll get a preview of the Meta and that major corporate earnings coming in as well from Ford in prime time at 5 o'clock tonight. Oh boy, we got a big second half. Plus ISC checks and lifetime stimulus checks. These are all live. They're all right now. From the shores of San Marcos, California, the deliciousness is just getting started. I'm going to be back with you in 60 seconds as all that incredible stimulus continues. We got a big show and we're just getting started. See you back as Afternoons LA continues.
If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. home. LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.
And the excitement continues in the big second half on the shores of Santa Monica, California. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and it is nice here along the coast. We continue with those FSC checks right now, and we start up with checks E through K. Remember, these are the ones done by Congress, by Act of Congress several months ago. Viewers have been getting them, and I'm going to show you how to get them if you just found this channel and haven't got to them yet. Start by going to this video, become a member right today, and get ready, because here we go. Second half starts right now. Check E, $7,500, just absolutely incredible. Wow. Check F, $4,000 FSC, just huge. Then we go to the incredible Check H, just absolutely incredible FSC, $2,000. Check I, $8,000 FSC. Whoa. Check J, $8,000, huge. And check K, $14,000. Whoa, that is incredible. FSC checks. We're not done there yet, because what do we have after that? We have then check out $100,000 on average of loaded for free money. M, $4,000 of grant money. N, okay, so here we go. 2 days ago, I was on air on Mornings LA, live on air, and I had the live chat up in the corner of the broadcast, and I went to check N, and I said, this is the one that I love. This is my favorite of all the stimulus packages. Why? Because it is a brand new tablet, a brand new computer, or a brand new laptop, $100 from a participating provider, and free internet. And then in the live chat was John Maloof. He said, I got it. Oh my goodness. I was like, really? Yeah, I got it. I got it. And I'm watching you on that tablet right now. Can you imagine what a wonderful feeling that is? Can you imagine what a wonderful feeling that is? Whether it's a person watching you on the tablet you helped them get, or watching you in the apartment you help them save because you got them rent. Anything like that, it's just the incredible spirit of the Purple Power community. So go into this video, become a member, just like John Maloof. Now, he listened to me real carefully, because guess what happened? He did exactly what I say. I say, okay, you start with one check, you get another check, and then you get another one. You keep on getting checks, you keep on applying. And he did. And within 24 hours, I got another message from him in the live chat. He got $19,000 to $20,000 of rent paid as well. So incredible. In less than 30 days, he went from nothing to now a brand new tablet and $20,000 just because he became a member of this channel. Absolutely incredible. Let's go to Stimulus O, 0 down payment, 0 closing costs, and that's for a brand new home, and no credit check and no insurance check as well. And then Stimulus P, that is 3% down for a refi and $8,000 of free money for you as Stimulus Q. Absolutely incredible. So let's recap these FSC checks, because that's a lot of checks. First, how many checks? About 300 checks, number one. Number two, from the federal government to every U.S. state, to every U.S. territory. States have nothing to do with it. States don't send it. States don't spend it out. Do not ask, what about is in my state? No, your state has nothing to do with it. It comes from those people in Washington, D.C., Congress of the President of the United States, passed in the month of March. This is law that viewers have been walking away with on this channel. Number two, biggest check, $100,000. Smallest check, $8,000. Fastest routing time, 2 days. Johnny started on Monday. He had $45,000 on a Wednesday. What are the checks for? Something for everything. We got the home appliances. We got the home repairs. We got the car. We have the internet. We have the computer. We have the rent, the utilities, the mortgage. We got something for literally everything. It's absolutely incredible. And you want to get a check and keep on getting the checks. Remember, when you become a member, down in the membership newsletter around the third line is the LALATE worksheets. Here they are. The LALATE worksheets, another wonderful benefit of being a member, is a great place to keep track of your incredible stimulus. At the second page of the worksheets, there's a wonderful table for you to keep track of, because you're going to be applying for a lot of checks. You're going to be applying for hundreds of different checks that are available for you across the board. Here is that second page. Why? Check B, 80 possible checks. Check C, 80 possible checks, but 12 places to reach out for. And then you got all these other checks of FSCs we just went over. Imagine all that incredible stimulus that's coming your way. That's why viewers of this channel are daily getting big sums of money. It's a daily occurrence. Someone says, I got another $8,000, I got another $20,000. This is live. This is today. This is for you. Go get it. Become a member. Now let's continue over to the next categories of checks. And they are inflation relief stimulus checks, ISCs. You don't want to start with these. You want to follow up with these later on because they're smaller checks. $1,000, good. Direct deposit, yes. Otherwise, in the mail, absolutely. And they're in virtually every U.S. state, but the states don't talk about it. You don't see in the local news. And they're great. Generally, you have to have a tax return on file. It's free to do so. Go to irs.gov and file it electronically. Number one. Number two, you can track it. And number three, all the details are in the membership newsletter. Down at check D, like donut, click the button and it opens a brand new page. Then it lists the states, the amount of the check, and then the website from the state for you to track that incredible check. Huge. And we're not done there yet. Next comes lifetime stimulus checks, because once your benefits go up, they never go down. Now, I know a lot of people were waiting anxiously for that October 13th date to see the announcement of how much their benefits are going up. And I got to tell you, it's just sort of my reaction that once they saw that news that came in on the raise of their benefits, they just sort of assumed that was a story, and then they left Dodge. They just got out of town. I don't think they understand what's going on, because there's more to it, and it gets even better. But a lot of you are still understanding it because you're staying around. That's why you watch the second half. Your benefit raises is not just one raise, it's several raises. And I need to explain this to you. It's so important. It's better than you think it is. Let's put you back 2 years ago. On the first floor of a sky raise with an elevator. First floor. Last year, your benefit raise was 5.9%. So you went from the first floor to the second floor. Then you were announced on October 13th this year that your benefits are going to go up 8.7%. So you're going to go from the second floor to the third floor. Yes, it's cumulative. It adds on top of the prior raise. But you're not going to stop there yet. You don't just have a raise on top of a raise. You're going to have two more. Why? Because Jay Powell says there's going to be inflation in 2023 and there's going to be inflation in 2024. So you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 raises on this channel over these 5 years. And guess what's going to happen? By year 5, with 4 raises in your wallet, and they add on top of each other, the cost of living will come down. So suddenly you will be getting more money per month than you ever had of a generation. And what you're buying will be cheaper of a generation. That's how inflation works with the Federal Reserve. It's incredible, great news. And that's why you always watch this big second half. With that, let's go over the state of stimulus. Brand new feature today on this channel. What is the state of stimulus? And it comes from looking at the dynamic of the economy, the dynamic of the midterm elections, the dynamic of the viewership of this channel, and also goes to the dynamic of what's being said elsewhere. First, let me go over what's being said elsewhere. This morning, I was listening to some recordings from other people. One particular recording started with, will people on SSI and SSDI be getting another check, $1,200 to $2,000? That was sort of a question. I watched the video and the question was never answered, which was sort of funny. It starts with a question, brings you in with a question, and never answers it. And then it talked about a lot of other stuff. That was sort of fascinating. I have my answer for it in just a second. Number 2, midterm elections just around the corner, and the midterm elections will certainly determine the balance of power. We haven't talked about that in a while on the channel, but let's remember. The balance of power right now is not enough for the Democrats to pass anything but by a reconciliation bill. Reconciliation bills take a long time to do. You saw that on the channel. But if the Democrats lose a seat in the Senate, it's a totally different ball game. If the Democrats lose 2 seats in the Senate, it's a hideously different game. What happens if the Democrats lose control of the Senate? Does that mean stimulus is dead? Here's my opinion starting right now. No, but it could be different stimulus. If you remember, or perhaps you don't, the first, very, very first stimulus package, don't think of it as stimulus check. Do not think of it as stimulus check. Think of the very first stimulus package. It was EIDL grants, which launched this channel, EIDL loans, which are all for small business owners, independent contractors, Uber and Lyft drivers, side hustle, painters, carpenters, and then PPP, which was a loan operation that could be forgiven. That was also for small independent contractors, small business owners, even simple as an Uber driver. Those were big payouts. Those were big, big sums of money, tens of thousands of dollars. The vast majority of the first stimulus package, which was during a Republican-led presidency and Congress, were big payouts for people who were independent contractors or sole practitioners or something like that. Yes, there was a stimulus check in there, but compared to these other monies, it was de minimis at best. Then what happened along with after that first stimulus package is that there were a series of small stimulus packages in between, never really covered. They weren't really numbered. They were before first and second. And they, again, were also for big businesses. What's my takeaway? My takeaway is if the Republicans take control of the Senate, that stimulus could still be around, but it may revert back to that sort of first stimulus universe where you had a stimulus check, but you also had massive stimulus for independent contractors, small business owners, Uber and Lyft, plumbers, electricians, things like that, which for a lot of you, that's you. So that's what's important to understand. Now, what's also important to understand is that there is, if the Democrats do not retain ownership of the control of the Senate, there will not be another reconciliation bill. That's important to remember, because if the balance of power switches, they can't do another recon. The recons are gone. Moreover, what's important to understand is what's coming out of their mouths. What's coming out of their mouths? Talk about a stimulus check? No. Talk about a stimulus package? No. And so to watch that thing somewhere else on another channel where someone said, hey, people are asking, on the next stimulus package, I thought to myself, what next stimulus package? Is there another recon in the works? No, there's no other recon in the works currently. In the next stimulus package, will people on SSI and SSDI get stimulus check? That's like saying, that's like saying when Magic Johnson comes back to play for the Lakers. I mean, it's like he's not coming back to play for the Lakers. So I want you to understand there could be lots of other stimulus out there, but to talk about something in the past as though it's going to happen again in the future, no, it's going to be a whole different dynamic. Now, that tees up something that's also important. In some of the comments that are in the back end that don't get posted to the channel, I see some of the comments that are posting, and some of them are funny. I look at them, I say, excuse me? I've seen some people writing comments asking about stimulus packages of a long times ago. And I don't know why they do that. Imagine if I did that. Imagine if I did that. Hi, this is LALATE, and I want to talk about the CR for stimulus from 2020 tonight. Why is he talking about 2020? Imagine if I did that. Well, that's what I'm seeing on some of the back end. People are asking questions about stimulus packages from 2020 and 2021. And they say, whatever happened to this and whatever happened to that? If you didn't get paid, don't you think it doesn't exist? Yeah, if you didn't get paid, don't you think it doesn't exist? Finally, what's important to understand is the approach to where stimulus is right now is exactly here. The approach and the mindset, you are winning. You watch a video, you find LALATE, you say, wait a second, there's all the stimulus out there. You become a member, you move very quickly, you open the newsletter, you go right in that newsletter, you start applying for checks, you get one, you get a laptop or tablet, you apply again, you get $20,000 of rent. That is the mindset right now. That old mindset of lazy people that just sort of sit around and wait for $600 to land in their wallet, and $600 is going to buy one loaf of bread in Los Angeles. I mean, it's just based upon inflation rates at the moment. That mindset is long gone, no longer anywhere pervasive here, at least. No longer pervasive here. The mindset on this channel for nearly a year is you come here and you pounce. You come here and you pounce. Which brings me to this final wrap up. A little bit of tough love. I always have to give a little bit of tough love every few weeks to sort of get you, get the juices rolling with you. You gotta pounce. You gotta pounce, and you gotta pounce now. There is a lot of reasons to make excuses for oneself. I've been on vacation, or my sister was visiting from out of town, or I was at the casino and never left. There's always an excuse. Stop making excuses for yourself. Start pouncing. Start getting checks right today. I got to tell you, this is crunch time. This is crunch time. You see what month this is. You see what month this is. You have made very clear, and I agree with you, that the time in which the real hurt by Americans for this economy will be in January. Well, January is just around the corner. You do not. I'm going to be really tough on my tough love right now. You know how I do it. When I'm tough, I'm really tough. You do not wait to January 2023 to get stimulus. You don't. Because, one, it may be gone. Two, you'll be competing with everyone and their sister and brother by then. Everyone and their sister and brother is going to have big financial problems by January, according to you, and I agree. That's when the real hurt happens. You don't wait. Number four, you saw the data from the former head of TD Ameritrade earlier today that said Americans are really in a recession right now. They are really struggling paycheck to paycheck. So even if that's not you, you need to understand that if you wait on getting money, yeah, you are just making it a more difficult job on yourself. What is this sort of like? You know what it's like? It's like you're showing up at the local market for sugar-free Brussels sprout chocolate cake, and you want to get it before Bob Bacon shows up because you know he's going to buy all of it. And and they also have a discount on the banana boat appetizer, and you want to get that before Ann shows up because she'll buy all of them. You show up before John Thompson sees that banana bread on sale because he's going to get all of it. You get it before those people show up because deliciousness stampede is just like stimulus stampede. There you go. Do you like that analogy? I do. And from the shores of Santa Monica, California, we have a big day across the board. 5 o'clock tonight, prime time, evenings LA. Do not miss it. We have the corporate earnings that everyone's talking about. Everyone's waiting to see. Ford, which is so important. Ford is like, waiting for a John Deere to report. Then we also have Meta, formerly Facebook, so critical for its reporting. It's a little bit like, I don't even know what I would compare it to. It's sort of like an Alphabet and a Microsoft reporting at the same time because there's so much on the line there. And it comes after a week in which the data that came in was relatively predictable, and you got it right. Let's recap. Travel and leisure, you knew they're going to beat. They did beat. Hotels and airlines, obviously, they're doing really, really well, and they're doing well this fourth quarter. Banks and credit cards, people are putting things on credit card debt more than ever before. They beat as well. So American Express and Bank of America, that was all easy. This is the not the tough week, but the real nitty-gritty week. And I want to see some consumer staple stuff as well. I want to see some real, like detergent and cleanser companies and auto part companies. I want to see those report because that's going to see the real impact across the board. Wow, what a great show we have tonight. From the shores of Santa Monica, California, promise me this. You go around this video, become a member. You get that newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. In every post that's posted to the YouTube channel for LALATE 1, 2, or 3, in that post there is a line that says informational video about the newsletter. So if you need an informational video about how to use the newsletter, it's in there. It's always been in there. It's been there for weeks, but I always forget to plug it. So it's an informational video about the newsletter. It is in the post of every announcement of a video airing on any of the 3 channels. Remember, go around this video, subscribe to LALATE 1, LALATE 2, LALATE 3, and do not miss a show. I got to tell you, You can't miss shows in this broadcast, in this economy. You cannot miss shows. You cannot miss a morning, you cannot miss an afternoon, you cannot miss an evening. There's too much going on. It's too critical. And the market is too changing too dramatically, too quickly, that I don't even have time to repeat something that you saw 2 hours earlier. I'm on to another subject matter, and you don't want to miss it because it could impact your wallet. And with that, stay informed, stay focused. Have a beautiful day. I look forward to seeing you in prime time at Evenings LA tonight, 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay with LA for more.